Hello everyone, this is your host Mr. Top 10 and welcome back to another episode. In this video, we will talk about 10 things you didn't know about Nintendo. Nintendo is one of the oldest and most beloved companies around. Seriously, after 120 years and counting, there are more than 200 Mario games alone and dozens of consoles and handhelds. But did you know that the original Mario and friends celebrated their victories with a bottle of bubbly? Here are 10 things you might not know about everyone's favorite video game company. So before we move on, please don't forget to subscribe our channel. At number 10, way before video games, Nintendo made sexy playing cards. Most people know that Nintendo started off as a playing card company, but did you know they made cards with sexy pin-up models? That fits into Nintendo's history of weird sexual stuff, like the fact that they owned love hotels at one point and were party to some weird, vaguely pornographic games in the early years of NES. At number 9, Donkey Kong basically invented jumping. Mario made his debut in Donkey Kong in the early 1980s as a sprightly fellow by the name of Jumpman. Why Jumpman, you might ask? It is because he was one of the first characters to ever actually jump up in a game. Sounds crazy now, but that was apparently all it took to completely blow someone's mind in the 1980s. At number 8, bushes and clouds are literally the same thing in Super Mario Bros. The limits of game memory back then led to many shortcuts in early Nintendo games. For instance, the distinctive puffy clouds in the original Super Mario Bros. Are the exact same thing as those little green bushes on the ground. It is not just the bushes and the clouds though. Multi-use objects are all over the original Mario universe. At number 7, Luigi is the love child of a Mario and Koopa. Not literally, that would be gross, but in another shortcut, due to limited memory, the Mario designers had to get creative with the second character. They used Mario's general body shape and the color palette from the yellow and green Koopas to create Luigi. Poor guy can never get out of Mario's shadow. At number 6, Game Boy was invented by a janitor. Okay, so that's a slight overstatement, but it's not far from. Yukoi Gunpei was working maintenance on the assembly line in a Nintendo factory when company president Yamauchi Hiroshi came around. Yamauchi noticed a toy that Yukoi had built in his spare time. That toy became the Ultra Hand, a bestseller for the company, and Yukoi moved from the assembly line to the design suit. Yokoi then turned a boring old calculator into Game & Watch, another huge bestseller, and then created the Game Boy, the crown jewel of handheld gaming devices. At number 5, Duck Hunt was somehow a remake of another shooting game. Duck Hunt and its iconic Zapper pistol are part of the NES legend, but the NES version was based on a different game from 1973 called the Laser Clay Shooting System. Not quite as catchy as Duck Hunt, but probably just as addictive. At number 4, Nintendo really thought about making a phone. Instead of an iPhone or Android, you could have had a Donkey Kong mobile in your pocket. The idea was a Game Boy merged with a smartphone, which is basically every phone on the market these days. With Nintendo announcing a renewed mobile gaming strategy, maybe a Nintendo phone isn't so far-fetched anymore. The company has had its hand in a lot of different projects. They own the Seattle Mariners for one thing, but a Nintendo phone would have been a game changer. At number 3, the NES held the record for most console sales in history all the way through 2006 when Nintendo released the Wii. For kids who grew up in a Super NES N64 world, that should be surprising. But the original NES system was the king for decades until the Wii set the world on fire. The two combined have sold more than 130 million units. At number 2, Mario has a 27-foot vertical leap. A fun fact based on some research into Mario's height in pixel. In the original Super Mario Bros., our portly plumber friend can apparently jump higher than LeBron James and Michael Jordan combined. For reference, Mario might touch the rim on 3 basketball hoops stacked on top of each other. Get that man a Knicks contract. At number 1, Nintendo made a Lego rip-off. Lego is as iconic as it gets, but Nintendo gave their own interlocking block system a try. It clearly didn't sour any feelings, as myriad Lego games now exist on Nintendo systems. Bricks can't get in the way of good business. Thank you so much for watching the video. Last but not least, if you love our videos, please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon.